In this video clip, I'll present a 2-week itinerary that allows for easy sailing days whilst ensuring that we visit a wide variety of interesting moorings. Active time on the water each day balances out to roughly 3 hours sailing or motoring from the previous mooring spot to our destination. This route gives equal sailing coverage to the two most popular Turkish coasts, the Karian coast and the Lycian coast. Now, let me take you on a trip through the suggested route, keeping in mind that it is only a suggestion which we can chop and change to suit ourselves. Marmaris is a lively city and a major yacht harbour. The old town is very attractive, retaining its historical charm. However, once the yacht handover has been completed on Saturday afternoon, we should avoid remaining another night in the marina and rather head out on a 2-hour sail to Siftlik Bay and spend our first night on anchor under the stars. Siftlik is well protected by Siftlik Island and lies on the site of ancient Folarus. Siftlik is an ideal stopover with good facilities for visiting charterers as well as a choice of 4 restaurants. But if we moor at one of the restaurant jetties, it's expected that we dine at the establishment, otherwise just swing free on anchor. The next morning we sail on a southwest tack for about 2.5 hours to Bojak Buku. Bojak Buku has exceptional scenery and some amazing history. This protected bay was once a thriving city and harbour in the 7th century BC. The ancient city of Lorimer was built on the mountainsides at the head of the bay, with the Artemis Soteria sanctuary and the Neoacropolis on the west, next to the temple. We sail for about 3 hours, going through the majestic fjords of Simi onto the town of Dhaka. The sleepy town of Dhaka has recently grown into a booming resort with bars and discos. Although sleeping may be a little problematic, it's a great port. The harbour has received substantial investment and the yacht area has been extended with decking and stainless steel mooring rings installed all along the quay. Even if the harbour is full, there are plenty of good anchorages around. Day 4 sees us sailing the 2 3/4 hours along the Dhaka Peninsula to Bensik. Bensik Limani possesses extraordinary beauty, extending 1.5 nautical miles inland. There is no shortage of spots for yachts to moor in this fjord, with a mooring line around one of the trees that surround the bay. Leaving Bensik, we make our way through some very interesting islands just off Paradise Bay, on our 2.5-hour route to the ancient town of Sogar. Sogar is one of those rural coastal villages where time seems to have stood still. It's one of the most unspoilt villages you'll find, a place where old cultures are still present, enhanced by the rich aroma of its locally grown food and the wealth and variety of its sea products. This is day 6 and one of those long sailing days I mentioned earlier. It'll take us about 4.5 hours to sail all the way up to Gerbex Koyo. Gerbex was a Byzantine trading post. It's a great, tranquil and natural harbour. The small village is found at the head of a long finger-shaped bay on an isthmus with a number of Byzantine ruins, including a small church halfway up the mountain. This is the day we take the 3.25-hour trip across from the Korean coast over to the Lycian coast and moor in ACR Koyo. This is a small bay that's popular among scuba divers. There's a whole world to be discovered under its waters, including bright-coloured sponges and an abundance of sea life. On shore there is a lokanta serving authentic Turkish cuisine. If the prevailing winds blow, we should have a magnificent 3.75-hour sail all the way down to Coldwater Bay. Bestus Limani is the real name for this incredibly beautiful anchorage that most local sailors call Coldwater Bay because of the springs of cold water that feed in. Nearby, the island of Gemila is famous for its Byzantine ruins and mosaics. It's worth a visit. Day 9 is a short sail of 2 hours northwards to Fethiye. Fethiye retains a decidedly Turkish feel. Exploring the warren of irregular shop-lined streets in the old quarter is fascinating. The authentic feel of Turkish life permeates the whole area, giving a real insight into town life in Turkey, much like a magical carpet ride back in time. Don't leave without enjoying the amazing Turkish bath experience. It's day 10 and we enjoy a leisurely northeast sail up to Gauchek. The ancient name of Gauchek is Kalinch, and in nearby coves many old ruins can be seen. The waterside restaurants and cafes provide the perfect spot to relax and watch the human theatre unfold before you. The poet Homer said, "When the sun sends its golden rays behind the mountain, the waters transform into the colour of wine. Then the colourful night of Gauchek begins." After breakfast and a Turkish coffee in Gauchek, we ease off on a 30-minute sail down to Toom Bay. Toom Bay presents a magnificent tree-studded anchorage, surrounded by high hills and rocky shores. We'll take a walk through the ruins of Kryja, a Carian city dating back to the 4th century BC. We'll see Roman and Byzantine baths, looming walls with intricate masonry. We'll probably moor beside Cleopatra's baths. Day 12 sees us on another very short sail down to Karpi Creek. There's a stunning hike up to the deserted Greek village of Kayakoi. In 1923, Kayakoi's Greek residents left under a Turkish government agreement, and now the village stands abandoned. Karpi Creek is an all-weather anchorage and boasts the excellent Karpi Creek restaurant. It's one of the best in the area. Day 13, and this is the other long sailing day of 4.5 hours up north to Itinerary. Most importantly, I recommend that we do include a lunch, beer and swim stop in a secluded bay en route to our destination every day. The heavily wooded shores rise steeply to meet the foothills of the Taurus Mountains, creating a splendid scene. Itinerary is one of the most beautiful and snug anchorages on the Lycian coast. This is an ideal place for those who love nature. Sting and Dustin Hoffman are often visitors to Itinerary. We'll spend 2 days in Itinerary and catch the Dalian river boat to the ancient city of Carnus. We'll see the impressive ruins of Bathhouse, one of the best preserved examples surviving from the Roman imperial period, and the very impressive theatre with a seating capacity for 5,000 spectators. We'll swim in the hot sulphur springs, walk through the thermal gardens, and experience the fun of the Turkish mud baths. When we return to our yacht anchored in Itinerary, we'll relax aboard knowing we've experienced something memorable. Early on the final morning, we'll sail our last 3.25 hours back to Marmaris. We'll certainly stop for a swim on the way back close to one of the islands. There is a timeless ambience to this part of the world that makes it one of the most relaxing destinations on earth, somewhere to recharge the batteries in sublime surroundings. Sailing the clear blue waters of Turkey's Lycian or Carian coast on a Turkish sailing holiday is an experience that every sailor should be lucky enough to enjoy.